You ever squeeze a lemon so hard to get every last bit of the juice out of it because, you think it's a waste otherwise? Well, that lemon is the Chinese people, and the government is trying to squeeze every last bit of juice out of them. This time, doubling heating gas prices. Welcome to China Insider, I'm David Zhang. Recently, in southern China, particularly the Sichuan province, home of spicy food, people have found their new gas meter dial to rotate, even if they're just using cold water. And it rotates really fast when turning on hot water. And later, people across different parts of China reported the exact same phenomenon, and people questioned their insanity, like prices are doubling for their gas bill. Do we have a ghost person living in our home who is taking up all the gas? In fact, many reported that since switching their gas meter to a new digital one, it seems like their monthly gas bill has doubled. The good and gracious people of the government started a massive campaign in Chongqing, home of my favorite chili chicken dish, last winter, and that's to install new meters, prompting to complaints like gas costing increased a lot, but the usage still remained the same. Now, Chongqing Gas Company is a state-owned enterprise, so there's no surprise there, supplying gas to the people of the city. And of course, because they did this, it reflects in the financial report of this company. And so after they changed the meter, around the same time, the total gas delivery only increased slightly, but the profits soared 8 times year on year. Netizens exclaimed that it's like a home invasion or robbery. Based on data, its profit increased by 824% compared to the same period before the meter change. And because it overlaps the timeline in which they started to swap them out, and the fee also increasing, it makes sense why their profit is so high. After rounds of complaint, the local government finally decided to give an answer, and they offered 4 excuses. The first is that allegedly the old meter was getting rusty and breaking down, so their measurements aren't accurate. And then after replacing it with a new one, it's now measuring properly. They basically gaslighted the people, saying that before the replacement, you guys have been given a discount, and now it's actually the real measurement. Okay, so they claim that the meters are old. Maybe that happens to 1 or 2 households, but if there is a wide report of double or triple gas bills, especially across multiple different cities, that's not the meter's problem. The second excuse is that they say there was the numbers, which of course, if you do meter reading, it usually doesn't happen every month, but they say that it's a 2-month late period, meaning that even though you see an increase, it was actually we finally sent people out to take the readings. And so this is bound to happen when you have this discrepancy in the estimate versus the real readings. Again, makes sense, right? But then they're saying that this increase is an illusion, which is even crazier because if you truly think about it, if you haven't been doing the meter reading for the past 2 months, shouldn't the bill be actually quite low? Or in fact, it could be 0 for those 2 months. But no, from screenshots that we've been seeing, we're seeing a consistent amount being charged every month prior to the meter swap. So that's another lie. And the third excuse is that some of the family's gas pipes have leaked, causing the pressure to drop. And basically, they're saying that we're going to blame the pipes rather than the company. Again, it's gaslighting because, sure, pipes do leak sometimes. It can cause a lot of problems, like lower gas pressure, right? But that's still not happening to every single household in the neighborhood getting a pipe leak. And if those pipes were laid by the city, well, then shouldn't the city already be fixing it? And the last excuse is that this isn't our fault. It's the guys at the Sinopec company, right? The people that actually get the gas, or it's the government who's been increasing the price of gas. Basically, it's getting more expensive because of the top's orders. Now, this is easily proven if you just do a search, and it turns out, actually, the city officials did adjust the price of gas, but just for commercial use, not personal use. And so it has nothing to do with household gas bill being extremely high. And not only did they gaslight people, I just realized, gaslight people, but they also think that all the residents living there for decades, very familiar with just how much utility is supposed to cost, are just dumb and stupid. And so some of the articles online, they're even trying to excuse the issue as somehow there is inflation in China. And that's, again, another lie because China is in deflation. There's no inflationary problems facing the Chinese people right now. Now, some of the comments are pretty telling here. Like this one says, I've never seen such a shameless explanation. The king of hell issued a notice, a bunch of nonsense. And this one, I don't understand what you're saying. So people clearly are not as stupid as the government think they are.
All right, this is editing David talking now. I just stumbled upon this while browsing Twitter. So this comes from a post on Weibo, which basically says, today while I was walking on the road, a grandpa said that those meters must have been imported from America. People have been conditioned and brainwashed into thinking anything wrong with China must be from America. They're just here to get us.
And they've claimed that, as the situation develops, of course, that they've let go of the president and he's facing some punishment, and that allegedly they will be compensating the people for the extra cost. And that's just hilarious because imagine you're getting robbed and then the police came and they're like, okay, sorry we got caught. Here's your money back. Now, don't make a fuss about it anymore, okay? Because you got your money back. And that's exactly what they're doing to the people. Now, the question is it really simply a gas bill that's making the issue this viral in China? Well, no, because the situation is much worse. Today, it could be the gas bill. It could be something else next time, the water bill, electricity, or transportation. Whatever it is, this is a phenomenon that's here to stay. Now, this video here shows residents turning on the stove and the fire burns orange. Now, people are saying that obviously if you ever cook on a gas stove, you see that the fire is usually blue. So people say that the gas company has mixed a large amount of inert gas into the gas pipe, which results in impurity and low combustion efficiency. And so it actually takes double the amount of gas to burn a pot of water and compared to before. And that's why this potentially is a contributing factor to the rising price. But also most of the users know that the gas meter might actually be reading accurately. But it is the company, in fact, secretly causing trouble with the gas, or they're doing some sort of a trick with their gas bill. So for example, one family complained that only 2 people lived in their home for a very long time, but in March of this year, the gas fee rose to 270 yuan, or about $37 US. Of course, it doesn't sound like a lot when you convert it to US dollars, but 270 yuan is a lot. Now get this, their average monthly gas for last year was about 50 yuan a month, or $7 US dollars. So that's 5 times more than what they paid last year to people. Now, others also saying that they've not been living in the particular house or apartment for a year, and it's empty, yet they're still getting charged for a gas bill. And so for a family of 3 who doesn't cook for lunch, this one says the average monthly gas bill is about 160 yuan. In the same community, there's a family of 5 people who not only they haven't gotten their meters replaced yet, but not only do they cook, but they actually eat 3 meals a day. So with their old ones, they actually pay less than this family that has had their meters replaced. And so think about that, right? What's even more outrageous is that we're now seeing the company charging people for May when it's just mid-April right now. And they've already received their gas bill for the next month. And some say, the greed is real, and if you originally paid 50, suddenly it turns into 100, you'll definitely notice it. So these people, what they should have done is slowly increase it, 8 to 10 yuan a month. That won't attract a lot of attention. Of course, this is sarcasm, but think about what's going to happen if this concept was used in water or electricity or any other form, like internet, anything like that, right? All these basic utility. So in a separate city, Chengdu, one household's gas bill went up to 15,000 yuan, or $2,000 US dollars in 4 months. And the company said that there was a fault in the gas line and the meter as well as the transmitter. So that caused the actual volume for the gas to lag behind for an entire 12-year period. And somehow it was only discovered after they replaced the meter. And so they claim that the abnormal gas bill issue is actually an accumulation of everything that's been unaccounted for since like 2011 to February of 2023, which means that they had somehow found now, not years ago, 12 years worth of lagging gas volume just now, magically. And so it seems like they're so out of money that they essentially need to steal from people through these methods of taking gas money, literally from gas money. Like, just tax the people if you really want more money. You're so willing to steal it. This isn't, spitting on their graves type of stuff. Xi Jinping loves big companies, right? State companies can blatantly rob you, and because they're the government, there's nothing you can do about it. And the CCP's bandit nature, I've always talked about this, they're a group of thugs, and they started out as thugs and bandits, and they've never changed. And so when the party is short of funds, they don't go and make money in a free market. what they do is they rob you like a bunch of thugs. And so unless you don't cook, you don't shower, you don't do anything, use the internet, you don't call, you don't watch TV, electricity, you don't drink water, then the government can't do anything to you this way. But that's not possible, is it? So this gas robbery is fundamentally a concept because the local finances has failed, the mounting of local debt. The central government has basically left them on their own, the local government, to deal with the debt themselves. And so they're trying to get any sort of income revenue from any way possible, including stealing. And with the real estate sector slumping, the traditional way in which the local government makes money, which is by leasing out land, no longer works anymore because people aren't buying up projects. And so a huge chunk of that revenue needs to be replaced by something else. So who, like I said, who is going to guarantee that the next time it won't be your water or your electricity or your internet or anything else? Because the way to make money is to transfer the essential part of the city living, like water, electricity, and gas, something that you can't live without, into a must-pay aspect. So it's kind of like taxing, but more blatantly robbery in that sense. I mean, honestly, this is the inevitable ways in which you're going to be seeing the future of China go, which is the more bizarre it gets, the more troublesome it is for the people. It actually spells the extreme out of option methods the CCP are using, which is marking the end of its time. Now, the government, of course, isn't dealing with inflation, so none of these increases that you're going to see is due to inflation, which is, the problem facing the United States and other countries. But with China, they're in deflation. So the government is deliberately jacking up the prices of these things just to rob people this way. All right, that's today for the episode how China is now doubling people's gas bill every month to try to make some extra income for their dying local government. If you enjoy the content, leave a like, comment below your thoughts, and subscribe to our channel. Until next time, bye-bye.